Hey guys, today on the podcast we got Duke Didier, a current MMA fighter who's got a streak of 7-1 fighting. He's also ranked 7 in the world right now. That's not his highest, but he's pretty close. Also, watch out for the surprise near the end with the gym tour. Hope you guys enjoy. What did you want to be when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, my dad played for the Wallabies, so I sort of wanted to be a rugby player, and then I started watching a lot of pro wrestling, so I wanted to be just like Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock. I wanted to be a pro wrestler, and sort of what led into what I do now.
Yeah. How would your oldest friend describe you?
My oldest friend would call me a lunatic.
Why?
No, I think he described me as wild, but a very loyal friend.
Yeah, that's good to have your oldest friend say that about you.
I think that's very important. I think loyalty is very important.
Yeah. What are you most proud of in life and career?
In career, I've won 3 Australian titles in 3 different sports, and I went to the Commonwealth Games. I'm pretty proud of that, representing my country. In life, I just becoming someone that I can look back on when I'm retired with all my careers, everything done, and something I'm already proud of. And then I know that there's more on the horizon. So ideally, what I'll be most proud of is my career and the relationships I've formed throughout it.
Yeah. How do you handle hard times?
Hard times?
Yeah.
Try not to drink. No. Hard times are sometimes hard times create some of the sort of your best memories, because even though at the time you're not enjoying it at all, when you look back on it, it makes the good times even better.
Yeah.
So it's just about focusing. It's about focusing on looking forward. So if you take it one day at a time and look forward, as opposed to looking at the big picture and letting it stress you out, I find that I deal with that with a lot of stress that way a lot easier.
What was the experience like at the Commonwealth Games?
It was pretty cool. It took a lot of training for me to get there, and it took a lot of travel around the world, and it took a lot of hard times for me to reap that reward. So once I did get to go over there and represent my country in March in the opening ceremony, it was definitely the sort of the result of a lot of hard work. And geez, I was happy to do it. I was very, very proud moment. Very, very proud to represent my country and represent myself and represent my family at such a big event.
Yeah. What's it like winning a fight after the end of it, just knowing that you've won?
Yeah, it's after you've won, you're very emotional for a few minutes. You can't really control it. So you sort of, so once I've won the fight, I carry on, and I'm very excited. I'm very happy. You're very, very relieved, because you put 8 weeks or 10 weeks just to win this one fight. And then once you've won it, for that moment, you don't have a care in the world. And all the eyes are on you, and you can finally just relax and bask in the glory because you've earned it. And I think that mixture of relief and excitement is how you feel. And then eventually you calm down and you can start to feel happy and you start to feel other emotions. But I'm so excited but so relieved as well that you just take those first few seconds afterwards to really bask in the glory of it all.
Yeah. How'd you get into fighting and stuff? How'd you get into this?
So I was always wrestling my dad at home, always. Growing up, we wrestled every day. He wouldn't even let me. He never let me win until I was 15 or 16. I think I caught him, and that's one of my top sporting accomplishments: beating Dad in a wrestle final. But when I was young, I was wrestling. I just started judo when I was playing rugby. I was 10 years old, and I was advised by someone on my dad's, the strapper from my dad's rugby team said, it'll help your rugby if you do judo, because it'll help with your tackling and help with your rucks and your mauls. So I gave judo a try. And judo, if you don't know, is basically wrestling with a judo gi on, which is like looks like the pajamas, sort of that uniform you wear. And so I started doing that, and ended up, by the time I was 14, I was in the Australian judo team. And then I started doing a lot of travel with the Australian judo team. And I did that for over 10 to 15 years. And a lot of the guys a bit older than me that were doing judo also started doing MMA, which is what you see in the UFC, the cage fighting. And I thought, oh, it's definitely something that I was always in my mind. It was always in my mind, and I started watching it a little bit. And then I was living in Canberra, and they started a show in Canberra, and I gave it a try, and I won my first fight in 47 seconds, and I caught the bug. That was it. Once I won that, I was ready to go. I knew this was. It was my calling. I think I enjoy it more than judo. I enjoy it more than any other sport I've ever done. And once I got bitten by that bug, I'm still chasing it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you, what's it like going 7-1 at the moment? That's your record.
Yeah, 7-1. Tell you what was better than 7-1 was being 6-0. That was much better.
Yeah.
7-1's all right. So I was supposed to fight on April this year, but obviously with the coronavirus, it's pushed all the sport back. So I can't complain because everyone's had these things. And I mean, I don't like having fights cancelled, but the health of the entire population is a little bit more important than the sport. But 7-1's okay. My plan would be hopefully to get to 8-1, maybe 9-1 by the early stages of next year, and then I can start screaming out for that UFC contract.
Yeah. What was it like going that 6 in a row? Because you went 6 in a row, then lost one, then won another.
Yeah, 6 in a row was pretty fun. I won my Australian title I was 5-0, and I won the Australian brace light heavyweight title. After I won that, I took the only other contender that would take it. He was at the time Nathan Reddy, and I lost by decision, which wasn't much fun. And then I had some various injuries, and I had a few fights cancelled. So I was just desperate to get back in there, and it took over 2 years for me to get back in there from the loss back to get my win back in early last year. So I was pretty pleased once it went from 6-1. I was pretty pleased to get to 7-1 because it was good to sort of erase that loss, start afresh, and start of a sign of things to come. My comeback, so to speak. But now it looks like we've got a few more months back on the shelf.
Yeah. You're ranked 7th out of the 28 MMA fighters from Australia and New Zealand. Is that one of your best achievements? Because you went
it used to be higher.
Higher? Yeah.
It used to be much higher. I think I was 3 or 4 at one stage.
Didn't you go to 2?
I think I was up there. Yeah, I was up pretty high at one stage.
Yeah.
So,
but then not getting back in the
Not getting back in there for a while. Yeah. So I lost that fight. I wasn't in there for a while, and my ranking's gone down. So my ideally, I don't want to be 7 much longer. We want to be as high as possible.
Yeah.
So basically the idea is I'm going to just fight anyone ranked above me. So we'll just try our best and see who we can get out of that. Hopefully that gets my ranking up as quickly as possible.
Yeah. What happens if you play someone lower than you and lose?
Your ranking goes down. So you go down.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah. Are you enjoying being an MMA fighter?
Yes, I am. It's hard. Training's very hard. You get hit a lot. It's a lot of tough trainings. I'm always sore. I'm always stiff. But I wake up every morning with a bit of drive, a bit of purpose. I have a plan every day. I have great people around me. I go to the gym and it's full of my friends. I'm coached by my friends. I've got a lot of special people, a lot of special friendships that I'll be for life. So when I get to show up every day and go and train, I'm also creating these memories. So as hard as it is, I don't want to do anything else right now.
Yeah. How are you keeping yourself busy and fit during this time?
Yeah, I'm actually I'll show you. I got some little weights set up.
Oh yeah.
But we're not very. I've got a punching bag. Where's that? That's out here. And it's not hung up right now, but Got my boxing bag.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got my weight set up. So
Oh,
it's
yeah?
all it is. It's just
Oh, very nice.
two buckets and we fill them with water. So it's
Better than
pretty-
nothing.
It's better than nothing. So I've got a skipping rope and I hang the boxing bag. My gym's doing a lot of online stuff as well, so we're staying in touch, doing that, and obviously running, which isn't very fun for anyone. No one likes running. I
Yeah.
don't think runners like running, do they?
Yeah, they're just good at it.
Yeah, they're just good at it. Exactly. So just trying to do that, and just trying to stay as active as I can, because the more active you are, the less you stress out, and the less you get bored, and the less you worry about anything else. So, and I'm also just trying to stay in touch with as many people as possible, because I find that if I'm keeping in touch and being social, that's when I'm happiest.
Yeah. How long till you're looking to get back out there?
As soon as possible. As soon as I possibly can get back in the cage, I will take the fight. So hopefully we have to just wait for the show. I was going to fight on the Australian Fighting Championships here in Melbourne. And that was going to be in April. So whenever they want to start again, I'm happy to go straight back in with them and hopefully fight the same opponent. They're flying in an American called Joseph Henley. He's got a very storied career. He's got a lot of wins overseas. So hopefully we can do that fight and do it as soon as possible, which would be a big relief for me.
What's your goal leading into the future?
My goal, my short-term goal is to make the UFC. My long-term goal is to become a world-ranked fighter and go for as long as I possibly can as well. I don't want to just do it for a year or two. I don't want to just make the UFC. I want to be winning fights in the UFC. I want to make a career being in the UFC. So I want to spend 5 or 6 years. Just instead of I don't want to be just a visitor there. I want to be a regular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good goals to have leading into the future.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, you keep going. Sorry.
You go, mate. No, you go.
Oh, sorry. What's the best word that could describe you right now?
What's the one word that describe me is my girlfriend just yelled out arrogant, and so I don't agree with that at all. I say one word is relentless. We'll just go I always show up. I don't miss sessions, and I'm trying not to be late. So that since I've moved down to Melbourne, I've just tried to show up on time to every session I can and just keep going. Because if I keep moving forward and we keep showing up, can't get worse.
Yeah. Is your favourite place to fight Canberra?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, my favourite place to fight is definitely Canberra. I was born there. I grew up there. All my friends and family from growing up are there. So when I fight there, it's very special. It's always very special to fight in Canberra. I've got a lot of good memories. A lot of memories that'll stay with me till the day I die fighting in Canberra. So that's good.
What advice would you give a 12-year-old today?
Whatever you're doing, no matter what it is, don't quit in the next couple of years. So whatever you've started now, the fact that you've started at the age you have, if you just keep going, you're developing a skill set you'll have for the next 10 years. So there's a lot of people I know, they started when they were 16 or 17 or 18, and a lot of the time it's too late because there's people that have started whatever they've done, they started when they were 12 or they started when they were 10. And because they didn't quit and because they went through this hard time when you're a teenager and you don't know what you want to do, but if you just keep sticking with what you started, then you'll have a skill set by the time you're 20 that no one else will be able to have, because that'll be 8 years you've spent and no one else will be able to. And a lot of people, they'll try to start whatever you've got, whatever skill set at 20, well, you're there 8 years behind you.
Is that what you did?
That's what I did. So I was very lucky. I started judo when I was 10 years old. And it's not the most popular sport. As I said, I did it to help my rugby. By the time a lot of people, the UFC came out and a lot of people wanted to be fighters and grapplers. Well, they start when they're 18, and it's for people that aren't very, very talented athletes. It's hard to pick those sports up. So I got very lucky, but a lot of things I do, I try to, I played the piano. I played it from when I was 8 years old, and I played it all the way through. If you don't quit things, they pay off in the long run. It might not feel like it. It might feel tiresome and boring doing the same thing and doing something you don't enjoy, but eventually you'll have something very special. You have the skill set that no one else, not as many people will have.
Thanks for coming on today, Drew.
No worries, mate.
So that's the podcast done. I really hope you guys enjoyed the podcast learning about MMA fighting. Make sure you go subscribe on my YouTube channel, Mgtalkssport. Go hit that follow button on Apple Podcasts and write a review if you want. Thanks for listening, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.